Now, the spirit of fear is going to be ongoing. Like, you're scared of everything. I'm scared. No.
And that's a spirit.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That is a spirit that is not of God. So no, we should not have a spirit of fear where we're constantly like
worrying and thinking about
there you go.
But being fearful is a human emotion. So we should just go through it.
Do it scared. That's where that term comes. Do it scared. That's a natural emotion, to be scared, to have fear, to have anxiety, right? But you can't allow it to stop your calling. You can't let that keep you from doing what God is calling you to do. When you do, it becomes a spirit.
Welcome to the Heart Helper Podcast, a spiritual space where we share extraordinary stories from everyday, ordinary people, because we truly believe that inspiration is far greater than influence. Hi guys, welcome to the Heart Helper Podcast. I am your host, Jody Shannon. We are on episode 53, and as always, I'm so thankful that you guys are here. You are not here by coincidence. God must have brought you here because we have a message to give you. We are voted the best mind, body, and soul podcast, so we are super excited for that award, and we just want to continue on this God-given journey. Today we have Dr. LaShonda Lane-Gammel. You've seen her on one of our episodes a few episodes back, and you guys really, really, really enjoyed her episode. You guys really enjoyed her insight. So I am so thankful to have Dr. LaShonda here. Welcome to the Heart Helper Podcast.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm excited to be here.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Always,
so do you.
As always. I'm trying to be better with giving people all of their flowers. And I just want to, for one, thank you for inviting me to your birthday gathering. I know you and I have talked about people having the fruits of the spirit because, I feel like there's a lot of people that say they're a tree and they're a garden and all this good stuff, but then you never see fruit. It's always talk. Oh, I do this, I do that. I'm a good person. But then you never see the fruits of what they're speaking about. And one thing that I love about you is that I see your fruit. For your birthday, for your birthday, the fact that you put together like this elaborate dinner with great food and fresh oysters and salmon and a crab boil. I was like, for us on your birthday, I was like, you are such a special woman, and I could feel the presence of God on you. So I was like, I want to tell you that face to face.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
I know you have so many accolades and titles. You're an author. You're also a licensed therapist.
Yes.
You're also putting together this amazing summit called the Healed Summit, which we will talk about. I think one of my favorite accolades for you, though, is a woman of God.
Thank you.
Yeah, that definitely.
That makes my heart smile because that's at the end of the day, that's the part that matters.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why we're here, right? That's why we're here. So let's get into it. So I'm always intrigued with people that are in just the realm of like mental health and helping people, because that is, to me, from the outside looking in, I feel like that's a heavy job, like hearing about people's traumas and their stories and really guiding them into healing. What made you want to become a licensed professional counselor? How did that come about?
Yeah. So I started off working in case management. And in case management, what I kept seeing was the same cycles with a lot of my clients. So I was helping, there was a grant that helped people with homelessness. And so I was able to meet with clients that were in distress because they were at risk of being homeless. And I would meet with them and we would go over budgets, and I would be able to take that information, possibly get it approved to pay like their back rent and keep them in that housing. Well, I'm doing that and I'm helping people stay in their homes. A lot of times, some of them would come back. Like, you're back in the same situation again. So I'm like, am I really helping?
Yeah.
Right. I think I'm doing this great thing with coming in, helping someone with budgeting, giving them the tools that they probably need to be more financially
Getting them
stable.
funding to stay in their home.
Yes. And then they're back in the same situation. And what I started realizing is that there were deeper issues going on. And I said, oh, wait, it's some trauma there that's causing these financial issues.
And keeping you in that space.
Keeping them in that cycle. And so that prompted me to go back to school so that I could do the counseling to address the deeper rooted issues and not just touch the surface level things that might help for the moment, but don't really help long term.
Because they get back to the same
right
situation
back in the same
that
spot.
They were in.
Cycle.
So that really inspired you to start that next chapter. Like, you know what?
Yes.
I want to do counseling to really help the deep-rooted issues.
Yes.
In that particular situation, what did you find that a lot of those clients had in common?
Trauma.
They've was it
trauma? A lot of childhood trauma. A lot of issues when I started asking the right questions. Some of them would open up and they would tell me, I've never talked about this with anyone. This happened when I was young. This happened when I was a teenager. They're bringing up these things from childhood that they never addressed. And a lot of times no one ever even knew that they went through that.
Because they never talked about it. I think especially in our culture and just society in general, there's so many things we go through that we don't talk about. Yeah. Do you think that we have a lack of vulnerability because we're scared of that shame that might be associated with it?
That's the word I was going for. Shame.
Okay.
There is a lot of shame in sharing the things that have happened to you, especially because many of the times we blame ourselves.
Yeah.
It was my fault that happened. Now, let me tell you, that's completely not true. Especially in childhood, you were a vulnerable child.
Yeah.
You weren't able to protect yourself. Oftentimes, maybe not even able to speak up for yourself. And so people take that weight on and it starts to create shame. And I do think that is a trick of the enemy.
Yeah, because it makes you feel like it was your fault. It was your fault. Even with me, I know talking to a therapist really helped me identify some of my childhood trauma and made me realize okay, so that wasn't my fault. Or did you have this particular perspective on it? Because sometimes you could talk to your friends and talk to your family and everyone's like, oh no, you weren't wrong, or you did this, or yeah, you were wrong. But when you talk to someone that has no links or no ties to you, they could give you true, honest feedback.
They can point out things that you may have missed.
Yeah. And do you think that's what a therapist does?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We are going to now. Let me be honest here and say all therapists are not created equal. I was just having this conversation with someone else, right? I encourage people when they are looking for a therapist to do their research.
Got to do your research.
Read those bios. See what you might be able to find about that person and the things that they're doing. Go through that website, right? Even ask for a free consultation. Hey, most therapists will do a free consultation, maybe 10, 15 minutes, just to see if you're a good fit. So it's almost like the process of dating.
Same thing.
Yeah. You need to find someone that's a good fit for you because all therapists are not created equal. Everybody is not going to be for you. Everybody's not going to be your cup of tea. And that's okay.
That's fine.
Just find the person that is for you. And if you are a believer, making sure that person is a believer. Yes. They are going to be a therapist pours into you. Again, they're pointing out those things like you just said that you may have overlooked. You want to make sure that your foundational values align.
Yeah. And I love that you mentioned shop around just like you would with dating. Get to know the therapist and go to that consultation because just like every friendship isn't for you, every romantic relationship isn't for you, every job isn't for you, every therapist is not for you. And I've come across some people that have went to a therapist that didn't align with them. And then now they're like, oh, I don't want to go to therapy because I had a bad experience. I'm like, no, keep looking.
Try again.
Find the right person. And I think it's important for me anyway to find a Christian-based therapist because I'm going to need you to pray with me. I need some Bible verses to align with what we're talking about, because that's really how we build that foundation.
Yeah. So that's a definite need if you want to incorporate spirituality into your sessions, because how can they help you if they don't have those same core beliefs and kingdom beliefs?
Absolutely. And then too, it's like, well, if they don't, I know you could of course go to school and you get knowledge from school, but I need a little bit more than that too. I need that spiritual knowledge and that spiritual guidance. So for me, I guess, and everyone's different. Everyone's different. So find what fits you.
And make sure they specialize in spirituality. They're in Christian spirituality. Because that word spirituality, it can take you in a lot of different directions. So even making sure that it's Christian spirituality, the same way that people have specialties in grief or in working with high achieving Black women, whatever their specialties may be, there are people that specialize in Christian spirituality. So find those people.
That's important. I love that you said, because spirituality could be different for some people. So we need to be specific.
Clear. Let's be clear.
Let's be clear. But therapy is a beautiful and blessed thing. And that's why I love having guests like Dr. LaShonda on here, because some people are scared of therapy. But if you get around her, she is warm and she is cozy. And it's like therapy is a good thing, especially when you find the right therapist, like Dr. LaShonda. And I'll put all of her information, of course, in the podcast description. So in the book, Words of Wisdom, you have a chapter called Invisible Wounds. And in the book, you said that invisible wounds don't heal on their own. Can you walk us through what it means to intentionally heal, especially when the pain isn't visible to others? And a lot of people, pain isn't visible. That's what scares me about life. Even we look at some actors like Robin Williams that killed himself. He spent his entire life making people happy, making people laugh, and no one knew that he had invisible wounds. So can you tell us what that means to you to intentionally heal?
Yeah. So when you think about, I want to give some context to even what an invisible wound is. When you think about a physical wound to your body, if you cut off one of your fingers by accident, you are cooking and you cut off one of your fingers, that's a wound that you can see. You are going to immediately go to the doctor. You're going to the emergency room. You're going to try to fix that wound, right? So invisible wounds are a little bit different because you can't see them. We have spiritual wounds and wounds to your mind and to your spirit that people can't see. And when you have those wounds, they don't just heal on their own. You have to be intentional about making sure that you are healing these wounds. So, like I said, a physical wound, something happening to your finger, you're going to tend to that wound. You're going to make sure that it's clean. You're going to change the gauze that's on it. You're going
to the doctor.
Exactly. You and you're even probably going to get some type of medication. Let's make sure it doesn't get infected. Let's take away some of the pain. Versus those wounds to your mind and your spirit. If you don't say, I want to heal this, there's a good chance that wound just festers. So when you decide, hey, there are internal invisible wounds that I want to heal, it's so many different ways you can do it, right? This is what your healing journey looks like, because it's going to look different for each person. It can look like so many things. It could look like you going to therapy. It can look like you intentionally surrounding yourself with like-minded people. It can look like, hey, let me get to the Heal Summit, because I know that that's going to be
transformative.
A place, right? It's going to be a place that's going to put me around other like-minded people. I'm going to learn. I'm going to grow spiritually. And so I can heal those invisible wounds in spaces like that. But you have to go figure out what spaces and things are going to work for you to start healing those wounds, internal invisible wounds.
And the crazy thing is, sometimes you don't even know you have the wounds. And then something triggers it. And then you're like, oh, that has happened to me before. I'm like, well, why do I feel like this? And then it's like you think back, you talk to a therapist and your therapist was like, well, you know what? To me, that sounds like this. And then it's like you have this big aha moment, like, oh my gosh. So that's why I act like this, because it's a result of what happened this, so it's just sometimes you don't even know that you
Don't
have the
even know.
wound, and then something triggers you and you're like, oh my gosh, wait a second, what is this feeling that I'm feeling? And it's that invisible wound that you've never healed,
Mhm.
bleeding again.
Yeah. When you recognize that you are showing emotions or behaviors that are more intense than what they should be for that
Mhm.
situation, it's
Something's going
it's
on.
something in there
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
need to talk about. And guess what? We can try to pretend like, oh, I'm okay. No, that was just one time I got a little upset about it. But if you don't go in and address it, it'll keep coming
It's
right
gonna
back up.
keep coming up. Yeah.
Right back up.
Yeah.
It'll be back
Yep. And you're
until
going to
you
keep bleeding on other people too. And I
yes.
think, what are your thoughts on, giving people grace? Because some people, they don't want to talk to a therapist, or sometimes they have a vice, whether it's like smoking, drinking, or fornicating. They think that they could smoke it away or whatever, work it away.
Mhm.
Sometimes people just try to, water down the things that are festering back up.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on giving people grace? Like, when do you cut that off? Like, okay, I see
Mhm.
them spazzing out. Let me just give
Yeah.
them grace because, I know that they need to heal. But when do
Mhm.
you pull
Yeah,
away?
at some point, and I know for myself personally, I've been in situations like
Yeah.
that. Like,
Me
okay,
too.
wait,
That's what I'm asking.
your your toxicity is starting to impact me. That's when I know
Yeah.
it's time for. I can show you love even from a distance, and sometimes that may be the direction we're going
Yeah.
in. I can give you grace, and we should give each other grace, right? And pray for that person. Hey, you want to fast together? Like,
Yeah.
I got some friends like, hey, I'm struggling with this. Let's fast together.
And let's
I'll
get
pray
through
with you.
it.
Right. I'll pray
Yeah.
with you. But at a certain point, I can't change you.
You have to want
When I
it.
realize I've done my due diligence, I have offered this, I've offered to pray with the person, I've said, come on, go to church with me. I've had the hard conversations to let them know the importance of healing and changing and growing. Once I've done all that,
Then
I
I'm
have to
done.
recognize, I can't change you.
Mm.
And that may mean some space.
And is that when you take your hand off the stove?
That's when you
Mm.
give them back to God, their creator.
Yes. Yeah.
That's when you say, Jesus, I'm laying them at your feet. I've done all that I can do to try to be a positive influence in
In
this
this
person's
person's
life.
life. Yeah.
And now I have to release them back to you.
And I'm asking that question because sometimes I feel like in the past I've had like this Christian complex, like, well, no, I have to help them. No one else is going to help them. If I
Oh,
don't help them, who's going to help them?
yeah.
They need me. And now I'm like, they don't need you. They literally need God.
Yep.
And you can never fill God's shoes. So now I'm learning to step away and bow out of situations gracefully before you take me out of my character where people can no longer see my fruit in the situation.
There you go. Give them to God. And sometimes we
Yeah.
are, though we're trying to help and we're like big hearted, compassionate people,
Yeah. Yeah.
we're trying
I
to
want to
help,
help.
but we may be impacting negatively what God is trying to show them because we're trying to step in and save the day. God is like, well, I'm the provider, but as long as Jody and LaShonda keep jumping in,
Yeah.
I never get to show the person
Yeah.
what I never get to teach them the lesson
Because you're too busy trying to. Yeah.
because LaShonda thinks she can fix it.
Yeah. I feel like that's the season I'm in where I'm like, oh, gotta bow out gracefully. I wish you well, but sometimes you have to remove yourself from a situation just so you don't hinder or harm your character.
Yes.
That's a journey.
Mhm.
That is a journey.
Yeah, and be spirit led. There are some people that I have felt intentional connections and friendships with that I know, like, oh no, I'm supposed to be in their life during this season. And it may be uncomfortable for me, but I know the spirit is telling me, stay with them. Don't they need you in this season.
Even though it's uncomfortable.
You have a role in this. But there are other times where Holy Spirit is like, yeah, you
Get up out
go
of there.
ahead and exit stage right.
Yeah. And I think too, that was like my message for this week to myself, is like the Spirit was just telling me, like, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I don't like to be uncomfortable.
That's how you grow though.
Yeah. I don't.
It doesn't feel good. Right.
Why? like being uncomfortable and even having uncomfortable conversations that we have to sometimes have with family and with friends. I am leaning into that too, just learning to get comfortable with being uncomfortable because that's
Yes,
the only way you grow and that's the only way that you get to that next level and that next chapter. And that's the only way that God could really, I feel like, pull your purpose out
definitely.
of you.
Definitely. I agree.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ooh, child. And speaking of being spirit led, like, how do you think faith plays a role in healing? Because to
Mm,
me, I think it is the biggest factor in healing. But I
yes.
know you got your degrees and
Yes.
you are a professional. You've been doing this for a
But
while. So
look,
tell
and
us.
I'm gonna make it real like layman's terms. We don't even have to go into the science behind it. We can go right into the Bible,
Yeah.
right? Um, Without that faith, how will you ever see anything manifest? You have to
Mm.
believe it. There's so many instances in the New Testament where people were healed because of their faith.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of their friends' faith.
Faith, yes, because of and that goes to a point where you got to be around the right friends because sometimes you don't have the energy, you don't have the faith for yourself. But let someone touch
Yes.
you and pray for you and just intercede for you that you could get through this. Sometimes you need
Yes.
that. You do
You
need that.
do.
Yeah.
I think that's where we sometimes mess up as adults. We understand that children need a village. We don't always understand that as adults, we need villages
That's
too.
so true. That's
You
so
need help. You
true.
need people around you. There are going to be situations that you don't even have the words to pray. Like
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't even have faith. I don't. I'm at
None.
this point. I'm not believing, so I need you to believe for me.
Not even the size of a mustard seed. I don't have it.
And I've been there.
Mhm.
Everyone's been there before.
Yes, and that's when you need those people that you can reach out to and you can be honest and you can say, "Hey, I need prayer.
Yeah.
Hey, I need show
Can you
up.
help me? Can we
Can
fast
you
together?
write
Yeah.
something?" Because if you don't have it in yourself, and you will at one point or another get to that point.
Oh, absolutely.
You need the people around you to just pull you out of those dark places.
Yeah. And so, how do you identify a good friend? Because I know there are sometimes my mom used to always tell me when I was younger, she's like, girl, you just think everyone's your friend. I'm like, they are my friend. What do you mean? They love me. And then years later, I'm like, ooh.
They did.
She was right.
That was me. That was so me.
And I love her mama.
My
Ooh.
That was so
That's my
me.
girl. Yeah.
And my mom was the same way. LaShonda, you can't be nice to everybody.
Yeah.
And in my heart, I just did not understand that until maybe early adulthood when it really started clicking. I was the person like
everyone's my friend.
And I'm giving all my stuff away. Like you
don't have this hard stuff that your mom works for.
And that's what my mom was like. If you give away another cookie that I paid for, like,
listen, you're gonna have to go live with them, okay?
So yes, I was that same way, big heart, and just wanted everybody to be my friend. That was it.
Yeah.
It wasn't until later in life that I started recognizing, like, oh wait, these people might not have my best interest at heart.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm really going to take it back to know whether it's a good friend or not. And we talked about this in the last podcast.
Yeah.
Their fruit.
Yeah. Yeah. That fruit will speak for itself. Yeah.
It's going to let you know.
Yeah. Every single time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to be mindful of. Like, okay, even if they go to church with you, they serve with you, whatever the case may be, do they have the fruit? The fruit speaks louder than words. And I was watching my pastor, Pastor Darius Daniels, last night from Change Church. Shout out to Change. And one thing he said, when Jesus was talking about Judas, and he was like, one of you are going to betray me.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that Jesus' spirit was so troubled. And it's like, okay, go ahead and get it over with. Because for one,
do it fast.
And do it fast. Go ahead and if you're going to betray me, go ahead and get it over with and do it fast. And one of the key words that stuck out to me in that verse was that Jesus' spirit was troubled. And Pastor Darius Daniels said, sometimes your spirit gets data that your mind can't comprehend. And that's what I said. I was like, I know my son was like, why is she upstairs yelling and shouting at the TV? But when he said, he's like, your spirit gets data that your mind can't comprehend. It kind of made me reflect on times when my energy has felt like really anxious around someone, or I immediately felt uncomfortable around someone. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was like, why do I feel like this around this person? But then I'll get around someone else and my spine will relax and I feel comfortable. I'm asking for myself because I'm like, because I used to think it was anxiety, but then I'm like, ooh, I feel like it's discernment.
Yeah.
So how do I identify? I'm
difference.
getting my free session
Know
right
that,
now.
right? I know that's right. But knowing the difference, that's a really good question. So realizing when something is discernment versus anxiety.
Yeah.
Like discernment, you should get that in the moment. So like you said, when I'm around that person, something feels off, right? If it's anxiety, you would continue to think about it later. So anxiety is more so worrying about the future.
Got it. Okay.
And so you start to have behaviors and symptoms that show up with anxiety. With discernment, there shouldn't be symptoms and behavior coming with that. Like discernment, you should know, okay, this is in this moment, God is trying to get me some information. And you will get more clear on that so many different ways, but one, making sure your relationship with God is aligned in a way that you know his voice.
Yeah.
You know when Holy Spirit is speaking to you. Then you won't be able to, you won't be able to deny, like, okay, I know.
Yeah.
This is
and
God.
That's what I've been getting, because I'm like, my discernment, I'm like, gosh, my spiritual antenna is just
going
off. The alarm is, and I could just feel it. My energy would, I'm just like, okay, no, well, all right, y'all have a blessed day. And I'm like, golly, like once you really start to tune in and tap into God, it's like, I don't know. It's just like a level of awakening that just really is mind blowing to me. And the signs that God gives and the feelings that he puts in your spirit. So when Pastor Darius said that, I was like, oh my gosh, my spirit's been getting so much data.
Yes. And I love that he pointed out how Jesus was troubled in that time. Because sometimes we tend to think like, oh, Jesus is perfect and he doesn't feel the same things that we feel.
Yeah.
He felt all of the things that we feel.
So he understands.
He does.
He understands.
And he gave us perfect examples on how to respond to those feelings.
Yeah.
But he had feelings. Jesus cried.
Yeah. Like he mourned. He understands. That's when he said that his spirit was troubled, because I have felt like that around someone. Well, not just someone, but just people in general. I'm like, and they turned out to be Judas's.
Right.
So if your spirit is troubled, take heed to that guidance. I'm glad that you kind of put like that definition to what anxiety really is, because I know I used to be like, oh my gosh, I feel anxious around this person. I'm like, it wasn't anxious. It was discernment.
Yeah.
It was discernment.
And sometimes we'll also misunderstand fear, because the Bible tells us we shouldn't have a spirit of fear. And so sometimes we will think like, oh, I have this fear, this emotion here, I shouldn't be feeling it. And there'll be some shame around that, like, oh man, I'm uncomfortable, I shouldn't feel this feeling. But no, so a spirit of fear is very different from the emotion of fear.
Break that down.
And so helping people to understand that, oh my goodness, once you understand that can change your life, right? So having the emotion of fear, I would even, if you look back at the life of Jesus, there were moments there that you can tell that there is a level of fear.
Yeah.
Right? What's going to happen? How is this exactly going to look?
Yeah.
Right? Because he has the insight. He knows this is going to end with me dying.
Could you imagine? Girl,
right?
God would have had to find somebody else.
Like, listen,
are you sure?
And that's what Jesus did when he said, "Hey, can you take this cup from me?
Goodness.
Is it any other way that I knew that this was the reason I was coming? I knew I was going to end up on the cross.
Yeah,
but I have so many emotions. If there's any other way, Lord, can we do it another way? Take this cup from me." So just imagine all of those feelings that Jesus is feeling. And sometimes us will like, oh, spirit of fear, I shouldn't be scared ever. No, fear is a natural emotion. You will feel it. You're going to have to go through it.
Yeah.
Now, the spirit of fear is going to be ongoing. Like, you're scared of everything. I'm scared. No.
And that's a spirit.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That is a spirit that is not of God. So no, we should not have a spirit of fear where we're constantly like
worrying and thinking about
there you go.
But being fearful is a human emotion. So we should just go through it.
Do it scared. That's where that term comes. Do it scared. That's a
Speak to me.
natural emotion, to be scared, to have fear, to have anxiety, right? But you can't allow it to stop your calling. You can't let that keep you from doing what God is calling you to do. When you do, it becomes a spirit.
Wow.
Now it's controlling you.
The way that you broke it down, because just thinking sometimes it's like, oh God, I shouldn't be fearful or I shouldn't be worrying, but I'm human.
Yes. I
am human. And I can't even help it sometimes. But if it's lingering, that's when it's that spirit of fear, and you got to pray that spirit off of you.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a good breakdown. I needed it. God knew I needed you today. Oh my gosh. So speaking on the same thing of anxiety, because I know a lot of people battle anxiety. They battle depression. I know I've talked about it a few episodes back. I had a cousin that committed suicide. And I'm like, thank you. So many people are battling anxiety, battling depression. They have the spirit of fear on them. According to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, over 40 million adults in the U.S. suffer from anxiety disorders, yet only about 37% receive treatment. So why do you think that anxiety has become so widespread? And what are some practical tools people could use to manage anxiety?
I honestly don't feel like it's anything new.
You feel like it's always...
So the Bible tells us there's nothing new under the sun, right?
It's already been done.
It's been here. So I think that more people are becoming aware of what they feel. More people are going to therapy and getting actual diagnoses. And so it's like, okay, now I know what this thing is. I knew I had this feeling.
Yeah.
Didn't know what it was. Now I have a name for it. And so it looks more widespread.
It's just being identified.
Yeah.
Okay.
People now know what's going on. Yeah. And then tell me the second part of the question.
What are some tools that people that might be battling anxiety, what are some tools that you would recommend as a therapist? Treat us like one of your clients.
Yeah. So one that I teach people about all the time, and this is kind of a staple I teach every new client that comes in, is deep breathing.
In through your nose, out through your mouth?
Yes. And then if you add aromatherapy with it.
Oh, takes it to the next level.
I have helped clients stop panic attacks, like find your lotion. So any scent that's relaxing for you, get that. I usually would use lotion. To give them an example, put it onto your hands. You put it up in front of your mouth and you breathe in through your nose, push out through your mouth. And that is going to help you to calm down in the moment.
Yeah.
Now, is it going to fix everything? No. But it can help you with stopping a panic or anxiety attack
in that
moment.
And sometimes that's really what you need, because if you don't calm down in that moment, sometimes you can react to a situation out of emotion, out of anger, out of stress and whatnot.
Definitely. So that deep breathing, that's something that you can do anywhere. No one even really has to really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? You can kind of do it. Let me just walk away and do some deep breathing because this is going to help regulate what's going on in my body too. So that's another thing. Our mind, our body, our spirit are all connected. So your mind may be in a place of like emotional shock. Like, okay, I'm anxious. Whatever emotion I'm feeling, it's intense. Well, your body is going to respond to that. So that is where the deep breathing can come in and help to calm your body, which in turn can start to calm your mind as well.
So that is like a go-to for you, at least as a start.
I'm good. That's the one tool I'm going to give everyone. I have seen it work so much. I've used it in school systems. It works with children, adults, across the board. That's extremely helpful.
And it even really just feels good to breathe through your nose and out through your mouth. I know they say studies show like we're not breathing as properly as we should. Yeah. And sometimes I think like, you ever stop and think like, ooh, was I just breathing then? It's like, was I breathing?
I've held my breath. Have you ever been to a workout and they're like, breathe?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I forgot.
I need to breathe. Yeah. And sometimes that's what you have to do in life is breathe. Are you taking those small still moments to really just breathe it through?
Yep.
To breathe it through.
And even in that moment, remembering who gave you breath.
Yes. Yeah.
If you go back to Genesis, when God breathed life into Adam, like that's the breath that's inside of us. And so if you can think about why you were created, who created you, why am I here? A lot of the times the things that make us anxious and fearful it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bigger picture, that stuff doesn't even matter.
Literally doesn't even matter. And even like it says in Matthew's, like we spend so much time worrying about tomorrow, but tomorrow has enough worry on its own. And if God could feed the birds, do you not think that you are greater than the birds?
He
If we
dresses
could-
the lilies.
Come on now. If we could just remember that, but it's constant work, you know, to just constantly remind yourself, like, that's why I feel like you have to read the word.
You do.
You have to read the word because it's a reminder.
tell you.
This human experience is ghetto. It is 0 stars. It is
Ghetto.
difficult. It is so hard being human. And it's like if you don't have those small, still moments where you're breathing, where you're reflecting on the word, where you're like just giving God praise and giving God thanks and just remembering who gave you the breath, it's easy to forget that you are a spirit being having a human experience.
Yes.
And sometimes I find myself like, hey, Jody, this is what humans go through. And this is just the moment that you're in for right now. I have to remind myself of that because it's easy to forget.
It truly is. And the issues in life, I think sometimes, especially new believers coming into faith, you think like, oh, let me change my life and align with God and everything will go great.
Oh,
No,
honey, the devil about to attack you even more.
Right. That is what the Bible promises us, that our days will be full of trouble. Even one of the fruit of the spirit, long suffering. Wow. I had a problem.
I don't want it.
I had a problem. I'm gonna be real transparent here and vulnerable.
Please do. The heart
Right before my birthday, because I also did a foot washing.
Yeah.
A few months before my birthday, I got in this funky space that I was just like, you know what, Jesus, I'm tired of your kids.
You were over it.
I was over.
I don't even like these kids.
It's your kids, Lord.
Was it people that were like bothering you? Was it work? Was it just like, I'm just over this?
It was some relationships.
Okay.
That were just, I'll just say, not going well. And so I was in a place of really just being frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm tired of these same cycles of feeling misused in relationships. I am tired of just being overlooked and treated differently. Like, I didn't do anything to deserve some of the things that are happening to me. And so I went back and I'm talking to God because I'm like, you know what? For some reason, I felt pulled to the fruit of the spirit.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm reading and studying. And I'm looking and I'm reading and I'm like, long suffering. Why? So you knew this was going to be. You knew it was going to be ghetto, Lord.
Who put that in there?
You knew.
Goodness.
You knew that we were going to experience suffering.
Yeah.
And it tells us in several places in the Bible, like, you got to pick your cross up. This is going to be heavy.
Yeah. It's going to happen.
It's going
and like
to be
you said,
heavy.
I think like when you become a new believer, I mean, new believer, old believer, middle believer, we don't want to go through long suffering.
Who does?
Lord, just let the water be just calm.
Right.
You know? Just let it be calm. Be calm.
Yes,
Please.
that's it.
Yeah.
So just remembering that this is not going to be easy, and that's okay. You should expect that. Once we get mature as believers, we should be able to say, okay, I expect it to be hard.
Yeah. Ooh, it's that part, expecting it. I don't want to expect long suffering, and God is still working on me with that, but that is life. So in those moments where you were annoyed with the Lord's kids, what did you do to get out of that?
That is where like my birthday celebration kind of came into play, because God said, don't focus on the people that are misusing you or overlooking you. Focus on the people that love you.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
show up for you.
Right.
Yeah. But you showed up so beautifully for people on your birthday. Even with you doing the foot washing, and even like, you know, you putting together this event for people to participate in the acrobatics. Like we had such a good time at her birthday, but then putting together this amazing meal. Like it was just so selfless of you, you know? So I do hope that you know, more people pour into you, and the people that, you know, might have had you feeling some type of way, we wish them well.
Yes.
For sure. We wish them well. It kind of reminds me of David, though, when you mentioned that, like in my spirit, like spiritual saying, David, 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 King David, you know?
Uh-huh.
So it's like, as nice as he was to Saul, Saul was chasing this man down, trying to kill him. And David had so many opportunities to
Yep.
get King Saul
Get him
back.
back.
He still would not lay a hand on Saul because he's like, you know what? Your blood will not be on my hands. God
Oh, that's good.
God will pay you back. And it was I had to check myself too, because a lot of times when people do stuff to you, you want to get them
Yep.
back. You want to be like, you know what, cuss them out.
Yep.
You want to just, you know, say your piece, speak your piece. You
Yes.
want to prove that you're right and
Yep.
prove that they're wrong. But literally when I read that verse, my biggest takeaway was, you don't have to fight your
At
battles.
all.
Stop trying to fight your battles.
God, vengeance belongs to
To
him.
God,
He's
yeah.
going to get them back. What you just said reminds me of a shirt that I have, and it says, "It was the betrayal that blessed me."
Oh, it was the betrayal that blessed me. My goodness.
We have
I
to
need
go
I
through
need that shirt.
it was created by
Goodness.
Sierra Lynn, I believe. Yeah, I bought that shirt years ago.
That's powerful.
It was the betrayal that blessed me. Guess what?
Mm.
Sometimes your next season in life, that elevation that you're looking for, is going to come after a betrayal.
Goodness.
You have to go through that
You
betrayal.
have to go through the
Jesus
long
had
suffering.
to go through
Yeah.
the betrayal.
Yeah, and if you're going to betray me, do it quickly.
Fast.
Please and thank you.
Thanks.
And that's the beautiful thing, though. Like, and with Jesus saying that so confidently and boldly, like, do it fast.
Mm-hmm.
That means, like, you, even what you're trying to do and what you're going to do, it will literally not affect my life.
Yep.
Because God is in control. God is literally in control.
Oh.
And I feel like you saying the betrayal is a blessing. It also just shows that everything is a gift. Good or bad, everything is a gift. The breakup, the layoff, whatever it is, everything is a gift. The promotion's a gift. Having your children's a gift. Everything is a gift. And if not anything, you learn something from it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's a beautiful gift.
Yep. And if you stand on the word, it says that God will work everything out for your
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
If you love him.
Yeah.
So like
we
that's
love you,
guaranteed,
Lord.
right?
Yeah.
That's guaranteed. Even if I mess up, I make a mistake, God will still take those mistakes and make good out of it.
Yeah.
That's
Count it
so
all
crazy.
joy. Count it. It's just
So
like,
crazy.
even that's why reading the word to me, it's just like I fall in love more and more with God. Like, you ever read your word and just start crying? I'm like, you're just so
you
good
love
to
me
us.
so much.
Why you love us like this? I'm just so in awe of God and his greatness. And I just want to get deeper. I want to get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper with God. And I'm like, I'm just learning. I'm learning. I'm on the journey with learning. So could you tell me I know you created an acronym for HEAL.
Yes.
Which I thought was like pivotal, and it's so profound, and your perspective just in everything. I love to hear you speak. I love just the way that you carry yourself as a woman of God. I love that how you show up in your gift. It's just always just, girl.
Thank you.
Kudos
That
to-
ain't nothing but God.
Y'all got to meet her in person, okay? But what is your acronym for HEAL?
Yeah, so heal, and actually I didn't create it. God gave me that for sure. So that's when I know something is from God, because I'm like, I wouldn't have even come up with this on my own.
It was a download. It was like
total download.
I love those moments.
I knew that I was leaning towards naming my nonprofit HEAL. But I was like, what does that really mean? And God downloaded that acronym. So HEAL stands for Holistically Evolve, Align, and Live. And so as he downloaded, I was like, okay, that sounds good. Now, like, let's break it down. And it ended up being the steps for inner healing and deliverance. So when you think about holistically, I told you your mind, your body, and your spirit are connected. So holistically, what do I need to do to make some changes in my life?
Yeah.
What in my mind, my body, and my spirit do I need to change?
To become the highest version of myself.
To align with God, right? So holistic, and then we got evolve. You got to change.
Yeah.
You got to
change.
Okay, what can I do to start evolving into the person that God created me to be? So start moving in that direction. I'm shifting. I'm changing things so that I can evolve. Then align. Once you align with God, let me tell you.
Align with the divine.
Align. That alignment can completely change
your life.
what your life looks like. Completely. once you align with him, and I can't say this is always going to be like all peaches and cream and fun, right?
Long suffering.
Right. But that alignment is going to give you an overall level of peace that, like the word says, it surpasses all understanding.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man, things might not be going exactly how I expected or how I wanted, but there's a level of peace there when I'm aligned.
God's will. If it's God's will, I'm cool with it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So align with him. That's that next step. And then the last step is live. He died so that we could have life and that more abundantly. But we're like just trying to exist. I'm just going to work every day. I'm just going to do this 9 to 5 and that's it. No, and there's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5. Nothing wrong with that at all. But when you have devoted so much of your life to a job, especially when it's not what God called you to do.
Yeah. You're not living in your purpose. That's the problem. You're not living in your purpose. It's not a full life. Yeah.
And then
I want a full life.
Yeah.
I want a really full life.
And then when we get into jobs, right, you spend a lot of time at work. So you're at this job most hours of the day and it's not what God called you to do. You don't really like it. Then
you don't really like it, girl. I'm going to be right.
Then you're there, right? And you're working so hard trying to get everybody's approval. Yeah. You're not taking your PTO, ain't been on a vacation.
Ain't spent time with your kids, your family. Yeah.
Why?
You're existing.
You're not living. And God wants us to live. Jesus died so that we could have life.
Yeah.
So make your life abundant.
How can we align with the divine? Like, how can we get deeper in our relationship with God?
We'll go back to this example of dating again. All right. The same way that you would go out looking for a partner, the same things that you would do to get that partner, to keep that partner. Yeah. Like, I want to know you. I want to know what you like. I want to know what you don't
What's
like.
What's your favorite color?
What do you want to do? What are your hobbies? Like, you really want to and you want to spend all your time with the person. You know, when you first fall in love.
This is such a great perspective. Yeah, you want to be on the phone. You falling asleep on the phone. Well, what are you doing today? Do you want to do something this weekend?
Yes. So you want to spend all your time with that person. Yeah. God wants that same thing from us.
So you date God.
Yes.
That's a beautiful perspective.
He wants a relationship. Yeah. Like, hey, he's over there like, me, I'm here. Been waiting for you. I left the 99 to come get you.
Yeah. I love you. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's so beautiful.
Yeah, when you take the time to really love on God, you're going to align.
Yeah,
you're going to get to know him. You're going to better understand his character. You're going to be able to say, well, Lord, you know what? Which route do I take to work today?
Yeah.
Those little pieces.
Order my steps.
Yes, every step.
I feel like once you actually start to date God, I don't know, you just start feeling different. You start looking different. And just the level of peace you have is like, if you, like you said, if you do go off the wrong route, like, oh, I didn't mean to make that right on that road, but I trust that God wanted me to go the wrong way, because who knows what's happening over there. That's good. I love that you said that. Date God. That's the goal, y'all. Date God. And we spend so much time trying to date other people.
All the people.
Some people put more effort into dating people in the world than to date God. And I always say, I don't ever want to be a person that only has like my hand out, like, God, what can you give me? What can you give me? What can you give me? Honestly, what can I give you? Is my character pleasing to you? How is my heart posture? Did I lead a life today that was pleasing to you? If there was something I said wrong, something I thought wrong, convict me and help me and grow me. And I feel like there's so much to pray for throughout the day too. I'm just like, I find myself praying all day. There's always something to pray for or someone to pray for. And I do want to get deeper with God. And I hope that you guys do too. That was great advice. Date God. Take God on a date this weekend, y'all. Take God on a date. So I want to talk about this Healed Summit, honey. It is taking place, y'all, September 18th to the 20th here in Atlanta, Georgia. I am super excited.
Me too.
For one, God bless you for even planning a full-on summit. I can barely plan a birthday party. Everyone knows, like a birthday party. What made you want to create this Healed Summit, which is going to be amazing. I'm super excited about it.
Yes, I'm so excited too. So the Hill Summit was actually birthed through the retreats that guys told me to start doing about 5 years ago.
Okay.
So I was hosting retreats. The retreats were smaller, but they kept growing, right? So when I first started doing the retreats, 10 to 12 people, we would rent out a house and we would just have a amazing time in God. God showed up every time. I would have activities planned, things
You are a planner. I come to know this, girl. You are a planner.
Yeah, I can plan. That's one of my gifts.
Yes,
I will
can
plan.
tell.
So the retreats were smaller, 10 to 12 people, and it kept growing. So each year it's like, okay, now we're at 15. Oh, wait, now we're at 22. And last year we got to the point that I said, this not a retreat anymore. It's too many people.
We'll have to turn into something else.
Right. Because when I leave retreats, I like leaving knowing who every person is.
Yeah.
Knowing how I can pray for them, knowing their name. And so this last year I was like, oh, it was too many people for me to do that. I said, Lord, how can I do this? And if you want to keep increasing it, that's fine. What does it look like? I still want to try to keep the intimacy.
Yeah.
And so he gave me the instructions to separate the summit and the retreat. So the retreats, right. I will still have a retreat. So keep your eyes open for that. Follow me. The retreat is coming. We're going to have that small, intimate space. I will probably close it, max it out at about 15 people or so. So it will be a small group. The summit, I'm just going to allow God to grow how he feels led, right? And so the summit is meant to be more focused on spiritual growth, definitely incorporating the mind, body, and spirit. And so we'll have some fun work. Am I supposed to go into that part?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What can people expect? Because I feel like so many people are yearning for healing. We all need healing in different areas, and healing doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Sometimes we think like, oh, they're healing, they're hurt, or they're healing. We'll always be on a constant journey of healing and becoming. So what are people going to expect?
Yes.
Workshops?
Yes, there will be workshops. So I'll start with Thursday. On Thursday, we are talking about family issues. So what you were talking about earlier, how to communicate with family, when to know, when to release, how to engage your family in a positive way. Like what might the barriers be for families? We're going to be breaking those generational cycles. Let's talk about it, right?
This, okay?
Practical tools are some of the same things that I use with clients. What I see that works in my family sessions, I'm going to be bringing it to the retreat. We'll have a panel. We're focusing on, like, we are fixing our families, okay?
It's a season for it.
God is for...
No excuses.
Yes, God is definitely for reuniting and keeping families strong and together. So I want to give people the tools to do that. So that's Thursday. Then on Friday, we're doing a deep spiritual dive. We got some activities, some panels planned. We're going to be talking about things you might need to release and things you might need to allow in. And so we're going a little bit deeper there on Friday. Then on Saturday is our wellness day. So we're going to focus more on wellness, and there will be panels. I got some medical doctors coming. The helper, heart helper.
We will be recording live for the first time at the Healed Summit. Super excited, and what an honor it is to even be a part of something like this.
Yes,
super excited.
A live podcast. We will have that going on there. There will be some fun. We're giving away some grants to some business owners. So get in the room. It could be you.
Yes, if you're a business owner, come on now. It's got to get this money.
Yes. So there will be water aerobics on Thursday.
I'm excited. Trying to get snatched.
Oh my goodness. Let's get a fun workout in. We also have a fitness instructor coming Friday evening. So we'll close out with a workout there. And y'all, we just gonna have a good time.
It's gonna be a good, for one, Kingdom all building. Of the things that are going on at this summit, to be around other like-minded people that have just so much light in them. As you guys can see, she has a lot of light in her. But just to be surrounded by people that are like-minded, that want to grow in God, that want to heal, that want to become, this is going to be the crowd that you want to be around. And it's going to, as you can see, it's going to be a one-stop shop for all of those things. So if you want to just get deeply connected with God, deeply connected with yourself, if you want to heal, you want to grow, you want to get out of your comfort zone, and you really want to be able to identify some things that you might have just kind of laying dormant that need to come to the surface. This is the season for it. We can no longer walk around broken. We can no longer just be existing. It's time to really live. And summits like the Healed Summit are going to literally take us to that next level. I truly believe it. I truly believe that.
It's a space where you can transform.
Yeah.
Come with a heavy heart and leave with some new sisters and brothers in Christ. If you are a person struggling to find your tribe, this is the place.
This is it. Yeah.
To come. There are going to be like-minded people in the room. And so those connections, you can intentionally build them.
Yeah. Right. And we want to build with people that are like-minded, that are also people that are in the kingdom. Because we need, like you said, I love that you mentioned that we focus so much on children having a village. This is going to be an opportunity for you to create a village in your adulthood, because we do need that village. And a lot of times I feel like we want to be in isolation and like, oh no, I just want to go through this by myself. No, you don't have to go through this by yourself. Whatever that thing is, you don't have to go through it by yourself. So make sure that you get your tickets to the Healed Summit. Again, September 18th to the 20th here in Atlanta, Georgia. It is going to be a blessed time. And I think she might even give us a discount code, y'all.
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay, you can do a little something for the Heart Helper podcast.
I got y'all because we want y'all in the room, right?
Okay.
So if you're connected to Jody or watching this podcast, right, I'm going to give you all a discount code.
Okay, so we're excited.
Make sure that y'all get that code, get over to my website, use it, and get in the room.
Yes, get your tickets. And of course, I will put the information for the discount code in the podcast description. She will be there. I will be there. Doja, who's behind the camera, he will be there. And just beautiful people will be there. I've been in the meetings that she's been having, and I'm like, everyone is just so kind. And the effort that they are putting into putting this event together, y'all, they're being so intentional. Every aspect of this event is intentional. The planning in it, they are literally making sure it is transformative. And we need it. Now more so than ever, we need it.
Yeah. And we already started praying for y'all. So,
hello. Yeah.
If you feel that nudge in your spirit, it's because my team, oh my goodness, we got some prayer warriors in there.
No popcorn prayers over here.
Yeah, we got some prayer warriors and we are praying for you guys. Every person that's supposed to be in the room, we've been asking God to remove the barriers, to even allow the marketing, this podcast to reach the individuals that are supposed to be there. So we're super excited. And once you register, I assigned every person that registers to someone on my team, and they will continue praying for you.
Oh my God. Yeah. Wait a second. I must have missed that part.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we do that each year. Yep.
Wow. So I know the summer's going to be amazing. Like but when did you first find God? Like, because God is all over you. When was like that moment in your life where you're like, you know what, I'm going to live for God and this is going to be my life and that's it. There's nothing. Because it's all on you.
It's probably 2 moments in there because, you kind of stray away a little bit. Okay, so when I was younger, I grew up in a really traditional apostolic church. And so, we were at Tarian service.
What is Tarian service? I'm like, wait. Nah, I ain't that Bible thumper. What is Tarian?
Yes, Tarian services. That's how you know, like, we real traditional, back old school, right? Where you sit there and you wait on the Lord. So you're literally waiting to be filled with the Holy Spirit and speak in tongues.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we would have Tarian services, and I remember going to a youth congress, and I was like, I want the gift of tongues. And I really didn't understand it, but I was like, I see everybody else doing it. I want to do it too. I want that too.
Fill me up.
And so I remember my first time experiencing the Holy Spirit and speaking in tongues, and I felt like I could run a marathon. It was then that I was like, okay,
me and God,
Jesus all right with me.
We locked in.
Jesus is my best friend. Okay. I was in high school. maybe middle school. I can't remember. But I know throughout high school, first of all, I was known, little sidebar, I was known in my high school for being the person that only wore skirts. I was the girl.
Really? Was it
I did not
for
wear
religious
pants.
reasons?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Traditional
I had a friend
apostolic
like that,
church.
and they were always below her knee.
You can't show no
Yeah,
knees. You
yeah.
better, you got your
I
legs
wonder
covered.
where she is now. Shout out to Tiffany in Canada.
No, it was no. Look, you better not show no skin. You better have on some stockings. We don't care if it's 102 degrees. No makeup, no nails.
Nothing.
Nah. Yeah.
Oh, that, yeah.
You ain't going to the beach while you at the movies. Yeah,
'Cause
real
in this
traditional.
house, we serve Lord, okay?
Yes, if it ain't of God, we not doing it. So really traditional, but I'm grateful for that because it gave me my foundation.
Absolutely.
Right now, you heard kind of the strict rules that went with it. So kind of a group of us at my church, we kind of pulled back a little bit.
Just a tad.
We stayed connected as friends, but we were kind of at the club together a little bit.
Yeah, you know, it happens to the best of us. I've been there.
So we pulled away a little bit, as they would say in the traditional apostolic church. We backslid.
Yeah. Happens to the
yes.
best of us.
And so it wasn't until early adulthood that I kind of came back to it. It was something missing.
Yeah, and you could feel
I
it.
knew something's not right. I know I'm supposed to be closer to God. I know that there are things he's calling me to do that I'm not doing.
Yeah.
And it was just, my spirit
He
wasn't
kept
settled.
pulling on you.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful for that pulling, though. Oh my, I was thanking God yesterday for that pulling.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you felt that pulling.
You got to get back.
Yeah.
And so as I slowly in adulthood just drew closer to him, I went through this phase where I said, Lord, undo everything that I've learned and reteach me the way you want me to know it.
Oh, that's
changed
good.
my life.
That's good.
That changed my life because there was a bit.
Reteach me.
Yeah,
That's so good.
There was a bit of a religious spirit there for me because I'm in this strict apostolic church. That can come off if you take those values with you. It can come off as really judgmental.
Yes. And that's why I think a lot of people shun from the church because the people in the church are religious. That's what my pastor's been saying. He's like, you could do life 3 ways. You could do it culture's way, you could do it church's way, or you could do it Christ's way. And we are a 3rd way church where we do things Christ's way because we're not judgmental. You know, we're a safe space. So you felt like you were more so religious.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Again, I'm so grateful for that foundation.
Absolutely.
Because you couldn't just tell me anything. I learned the Bible. And you couldn't just tell me
That's
anything,
good, though.
right? Like, I can still list those books of the Bible out and everything.
I want my son to be like that. I'm not going to hold you.
Yeah, they made sure we learned.
Yeah.
No
important,
one,
though.
right? No one was going to be able to come up to me and convert me to another religion saying like, oh, no, I know my word.
I know my word.
I know my word.
I know my word.
I know my
Yeah.
word. And so I'm really grateful for that piece, but there were some pieces that were definitely religious, and I had to release that, and I had a hard time doing it. I did. I moved to Atlanta. I found another church that was apostolic because it felt like home. So again, like the long skirts, church hats, and
A lady,
Yeah.
okay? A Bible thumping Christian, okay? I love that though. I definitely love that because like you said, it gives you that foundation.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to ask you that question so people that are watching this and people that are listening to this, they could feel your spirit and know that you are not like this imposter that's putting on this
Oh, no.
event. So that's why I intentionally asked
Yeah.
that because a lot of times people are like, I ain't going. They don't really love the Lord. But I wanted
me
to
tell
hear you
y'all.
just, I wanted
Let
people
me
to
tell
see
y'all,
that.
the fruit that you see from Heal, and anybody that's been to a past retreat will be able to vouch for
Yeah.
this, right? And it's not me. It ain't me. It's the Lord now.
Okay.
Because the fruit that comes from it, the lives that are changed, the things that happen in those rooms, there's no way I could do that. God
Yeah.
shows up every time.
The fruit speaks for itself.
Yes. And so there's no way that I could just pull away from that. And to be honest, I tried. I tried a few times. I was like, you know what? I'm tired. Like you said, planning.
Yeah.
Planning
So you didn't
events.
want to do it, but God was like, again, pulling. I told you to do it.
I told him last year. At the end of last year, there were people like, can we go ahead and buy our tickets for next year? Like,
And
where's
you're
the
like, I ain't even trying to do this.
I got on the mic and I told him, I said, y'all keep asking me, I'm not even trying. I've been asking God, am I even supposed to keep doing this? Can I stop? I'm tired.
And God said no.
God politely said no.
Respectfully,
it was really nice.
Yeah, respectfully, no.
I'm gonna give you more people to help
and
take on some of the weight, but no, you have to keep going. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going. Y'all, so this is even a place of me being vulnerable. It's not always, you don't always get this feeling of, oh, I love doing this. I want to do it. Sometimes it's going to be so hard.
Oh my gosh.
So heavy.
I'm so glad that you say that, because I do feel like I should always feel like gumdrops and berries with So if you feel like that, you still got to keep going.
Do it.
Yeah.
That is when, now we talk about emotions, and God did give us all of them.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to put those emotions to the side.
Because this ain't about you.
That's long suffering.
Yeah. I'm going to title this podcast Long Suffering.
Long suffering.
You have to be obedient. You have to be obedient. Yeah. And I feel like when you are in alignment, God will make you abundant, because now you're doing what I need you to do. So I'm going to make you the queen of your scene, and you could be the king of your thing, or whatever that is, because you're in alignment. Now you're doing what I want you to do.
Yes. Yeah. And it'll come together. It won't be easy, right? But there will be a peace that comes with it that make it okay. most pastors will tell you, I didn't want to pastor.
Yeah, majority that I hear, they say, I don't want to be no pastor.
I never wanted to do that. I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
And I've said that, like, Lord, I didn't sign up for this. That's not the direction I was trying to go in.
He created you for it, though. He created, and you just do it so well. And I feel like people that are around you and that know you, they feel your energy. It is going to be a blessed time for people to be able to experience that in person. And just the presence of God. That's why I love that you described, like, when you found God, then, you really just tapped in, because we all are going through it. Like, God's nudging us and pulling us. But it's like, are you going to actually answer the call? Or are you going to ignore that whisper that God keeps? Like, hey, come on back, baby. Come on back.
Right.
I love you. Your father's still here. Or are you still going to be in the club like I used to be?
Yeah, come on out. Right.
Goodness. I'm looking forward to the Healed Summit. So not only, of course, are you going to be helping people at the Healed Summit, September 18th to the 20th in Atlanta, I know you also help people with therapy. Could you tell us a little bit about how they could get services? I know you do individual, group, and family, correct? Yes. And of course, I know you're Christian based.
Yes. Yeah. So I have two sides to this. So Dreams and Visions is my group practice, and that is not Christian based. So you don't have to be Christian. We're going to meet you where you are. Now, a lot of people come to me just because I do specialize in spirituality and grief. So a lot of people come expecting that from me. All of my therapists are believers. But as a client, we're going to meet you where you are. If you don't want to incorporate spirituality, that's fine. Right. So we are focused on your mental health and your wellness. If you want to bring Christ into it, if that's a part of you, then we will definitely address that. Yes, we will address that as well. We do accept several insurances. You can look on our website and see the insurances and EAPs that we do accept, and that's dreamsandvisionsatl.com.
And I'll add that to the podcast description. Yes. So y'all accept insurance?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah, we take insurance. We trying to make it easy for y'all. Yes. You don't have to come out your pocket, or because
I know a few people that are paying out of pocket for therapy, and sometimes I don't feel like they'll go as often as they would like to, because they are paying out of pocket. So you accept insurance. That's really, really good. And if you guys are listening to this or watching this and you need insurance, I am a licensed agent nationwide. There is absolutely no charge for me to give you a consultation, and I can let you know what's best fitting for you. What do you want to pay? Your specialist, your primary care. Again, I'm so big on people having access to healthcare, because I met someone at a restaurant the other day. I was like, hey, well, what do you have for your coverage? And he's like, oh, I haven't been to the doctor in 4 years.
Oh, goodness.
And he has the income to qualify. I was like, oh my gosh, I could literally get you on a plan for maybe $2 a month.
Oh my goodness.
Because with Obamacare, that's why shout out to Obama. When he created the Affordable Care Act, people have access to healthcare. You could go to the doctor. So
goodness.
I'm glad that you accept
So, yeah.
insurance. So we want to get more people in therapy. If you don't have insurance and you want to see Dr. LaShonda,
Yes.
I will put my information as well.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
So first step, go to Jody.
Get your insurance.
Then come to us at Dreams and Visions. And then, of course, I have the heal side of everything, which is my nonprofit ministry.
Okay.
That one is like Chick-fil-A and Hobby Lobby. You gonna get this Jesus, right? Jesus.
Listen.
That one is spiritually based. It's biblically based. And so anything I do through Heal revolves around me being spirit-led. Yeah. So that's the difference between the two. But we can help you in either way. Heal, you'll see sometimes if you're following us, I'll do workshops. We just had a workshop one of my team members led on teaching people how to pray and then actually praying. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. You know what? I had someone ask, she was like, I don't even know how to pray. Could you pray for me? Oh, you need to do that workshop again.
Yeah, we can repeat it.
Yeah, please. I have a few people I'd want to invite.
Okay.
For sure. And then I also know, too, that you also help businesses. Like if you are able, because I know a lot of businesses will bring someone in, and a lot of businesses need it to create a company culture where your employees can feel safe, at ease, and actually happy to come to work.
Yeah.
So how could you help businesses as well? Because I know we've talked about it off camera. I'm like, you do a lot. So
I do.
How could you help businesses too? Because businesses need the help.
Yes, I am moving more into assisting corporations. I've been doing that more lately. So we do offer an EAP program. So if you are a small business or even a large business, if you're not happy with your current EAP or you're looking for an EAP plan because you've never had one, call us. dreamsandvisions.atl.com is more information on the website for that too. And then we also offer corporate wellness programs. So that is what you were referring to, like when they call someone to come in and talk about wellness. How do we avoid burnout? How do we keep our employees well? Because guess what? That's going to matter in how they perform.
Absolutely.
So let us help you create a culture of wellness within your business so that your employees stay, that they're happy, that they're thriving.
Yes.
They aren't just trying to push through the workday.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to increase your productivity,
Absolutely
right?
not.
But if you have a culture of wellness, which we can help you cultivate, then you will see much better productivity coming out of the workplace. These like projects that you're giving people, tasks that you're giving them, you'll be amazed
how it could
at
shift.
the change.
Yeah.
Yes, once your employees are well and happy.
And that is so important. I think a lot of companies do need to take into account and identify what their company culture is like, because it really does make a difference in the character of your employees and how they show up for the customers that they're serving. I love shopping at Publix because the customer service. I know Publix groceries might be a little bit higher, but I love the experience that I get. Yeah, it's a beautiful experience. I love
all
Chick-fil-A.
their carts work.
Yes. They give you, and to me, I'm like, Publix has a good company culture. I could feel it when I walk in the store. Chick-fil-A, great company culture. A company that I worked for years ago, Devoted Health, amazing company culture. And that are literally, I mean, people at that company I was working for, Devoted Health, when we all first got hired on, the way that they sold the company culture, even when we're at work, we would be crying like, oh my God, we're really on a mission. We're really helping people. And to this day, I always say that was one of the best companies I've ever worked for because of the company culture. So if you are a business owner and you need to shift the dynamic of your company culture, I bet you if you are to hire Dr. LaShonda or someone like Dr. LaShonda to come in and just put emphasis on wellness, I bet you will 10x your business. I bet you will 10x your business.
You will.
Yeah, I bet you will. Yep. So you do just so much. I'm so thankful for you. I'm excited about the Healed Summit. This is actually our first live recording.
Yeah.
Thank you for even allowing us to be a part of it.
Thank you for agreeing. Me too.
I'm glad the Spirit led you like, hey, let me reach out. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited to just see you evolve and blossom into everything God's called you to be. And before we close out, I always love to ask our guests this. So I'll start the statement and you'll finish it. I know that you did it on our last episode, but I
don't even remember what I said.
Yeah, so life might have changed. Let's see. So the first one is I am
grateful.
I can
do anything with God.
Hello. I will
I will keep pushing forward.
And love is
Love is love is God.
and God is.
Love.
There we have it.
Love is
Y'all,
God and
this
God
has
is love.
been Dr. LaShonda. As you guys can see, she's just a gem. She's a breath of fresh air, and she is a woman of God. Her tree is filled with fruit, okay? So much fruit they dropping off the tree, okay? Pick one of those fruit up and come to the Healed Summit,
Yes.
September 18th to the 20th. Thank you for being a guest. It's
Thank
always
you.
an honor to have you. It's always an honor to be in your presence. I'm thankful for you. And guys, this was episode 53 of the Heart Helper Podcast. Until next time, stay prayed up and get deeper into your relationship with God. Date God. See y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye. Yay.
That was so